Hey, welcome to the You Heard Podcast. It's episode 95 of the podcast. Yeah. Find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor.fm, YouTube with that video, www.youheardpodcast.co. We cannot afford the M. Everyone take a deep breath. If you're listening at home, I love you. We're here. We're back for another week of the You Heard Podcast. And you know what we do, the realest podcast in the game. We're here with another guest I love to introduce because this is my blood. This is my love, my pride, joy. This is my brother, Sebastian Nowicki.
Hey.
There's going to be a crowd, dude. Come on, Sebastian, react to the crowd. Say hello.
What's up, y'all? It's me coming out here from Japan. I'm
Hey.
here here podcast, Ride or Die crew. Day one. We don't
bring that back, dude.
I'm always commenting. I'm liking every single thing when it comes out. I'm watching during the dishes, during my lunch breaks, during whenever, man. You know, you gotta support. I'm tired of all these people not participating in the conversation. You're watching it. Post a comment, man.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, that's a challenge, dude. That's
like
a challenge.
that. Coming out hot.
And I respect that.
Coming out hot.
I really like that. Yo, I miss you, man. So let me just jump in. This kind of it's gonna be a good one.
Okay. I get it.
Stop. It's gonna be a good one, dude. Okay. And the reason it's gonna be good is because I'm not gonna filter anything. When I have an impulse, I'm gonna fucking say it and we're gonna go. And all of us do the same thing. It's a You Hear podcast.
Go.
Stop laughing.
Okay.
Here it is. Best moment of this podcast history, no doubt, to me, this is my opinion, is you got to go back and watch Mikey and Sebastian's first episode together.
Oh, shit.
Mikey went and traveled to Japan.
Yes.
Okay. Surprise your brother.
Yeah.
Was that wasn't on the podcast? Or was it? The video. You posted it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think I did or didn't.
It was the coolest shit I ever seen. And then there's a moment when you, this is so cool. When you, this is the shit, because now I'm going to get your point of view on this. When you went to the door, knocked on the door, right? You know, I'm sure it was like fucking amazing. It was unbelievable. Mikey's at your door. This is such a surprise. But on the podcast, Mikey said, you were talking to your brother. It was like a casual conversation about, you know, I came here and you were kind of confused about what you were feeling, I think. And then you had this real moment with each other where Mikey shared, I miss you. I miss my brother. And you said, simply, I miss you too. And it was like the most intimate, personal, beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Damn.
Like two brothers. I'm writing a script about brothers because it blows my, I don't have brothers. I wasn't born with brothers. It blows my mind, that relationship of how like, you guys are blood. You both were boys together. You grew up together. You were close you fought and everything, but like, you know, innately, like that's your brother. You'll go to war for your brother. You know what I mean? There's something in that bond it blows my mind. I'm curious about it. So like for you, Seabass, what was that like? Mikey showing up at your door, like knock, knock, knock.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was totally unexpected. Probably the biggest surprise of my life, probably. I mean, I never had something like that happen to me before. Right. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a whoa, you know, it's kind of like when it first happens, you kind of don't know how to react. Cause it's like, you're like, what should I do? Like, you know, like he's here all of a sudden. It's like, how did he get here? Like, and then you get all these immediate thoughts in your head, like flashing back, like, wait, like, was there something I could have noticed that I could have like indicated that this was going to happen or something like
so
that?
You were trying to
but
plan.
I had no idea. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it's kind of weird because like I was just more like it's more like you're like shocked on the spot. You're kind of don't know how to react. Obviously it's happiness and like kind of like you're happy that he's there, but like it's almost like kind of like you're trying to like comprehend the situation. What's happening? 'Cause it was late at night. I'm like you know getting ready for bed. I'm like in my like I'm like in like a wife beater, you know, like undershirt, and I'm just like what? And I'm like, you know, I'm expecting my my girlfriend to come, and I'm like, okay, she's coming, or whatever. And then it's Mike at the door next to her. What the hell? Yeah. And so, but yeah, it was really cool. You know, it felt really good.
Yeah. And I know for Mikey it was a big deal. Oh, I'm hearing playback. Yeah, I know for Mikey it was a big deal because we talked about it a lot going, like the moments leading up to it, and it was a big deal for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you were going through this new point in your life where you and your brother were always kind of like you tell me. I don't know.
We were stuck together. Like I remember from after high school, like, and we went into college. Like high school, we were getting closer and closer, but like we didn't really hang out. We had like 1 year. We always have 1 year together, right? And I don't know. After that, like we had our own like personal thing that we kind of switched. And I remember like one of my happiest times like was in college. It was like our 1 year that we had together, and like it was kind of, I think, detrimental to my like my social life, and making friends. But I could have done that anyway. I think I'm just blaming it. But I would just hang out with you every day for like lunch and like between classes and all that shit. And I don't know, I just loved doing it.
Yeah.
And we would work on our own shit, and like I don't know, it felt cool to like love each other and be in like, you know, in school together.
Yeah.
I guess that's a real weird thing to think about.
Yeah.
You know?
And you guys are always creative with each other too. You were making things all the time.
Sebastian introduced me to like, you know, getting like he got a camera first.
Right.
You know, like, and we would try to do things together. I remember we used to make like small stupid videos, like joke, like comedy kind of skits on like just digital cameras.
Yeah.
You know? And we would like edit them together. Like
You showed me
Windows
some of
Movie
those,
Maker. Like, dude, like I don't know. Those are like some of the best times.
Yeah.
This is weird, man.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's great. But it's Seabass. He mentioned last week on the pod, you said something. We were talking about family generational pain, right? We were talking about you know, things that our family are you know, our parents and their parents have gone through, or in that they have vices, they have things that they teach us that aren't so good, and it all stems from like a pain that was done a long time ago that was taken from the child, like taken from parent to child, passed to parent to child, and then the child picks up on something and they adjust, and they don't know they have this pain in them, and so they use a vice, or they do something that's not so good for them, or they're super self-loathing or whatever, and then they pass that with neglect to their kid instead of abuse, like physical abuse. Not saying that happened in our families or anything, but I'm saying that's what I've seen in, like, when I say generational pain, that's what I mean. And your brother said, yeah, Sebastian looked at me when we were younger and said, you know, we got to make sure we change things. And I just thought that was really cool, like as an older brother to say to the younger brother, his younger brother, we can make our family better, you know? And that was really cool. Like, did you feel that way growing up? Like did you feel like you had the older brother role and that meant something to you?
Yeah, so yeah, I'll touch on that. So yeah, you're right. That's exactly pretty much what I said. My thinking since I was young was that like me, my brother, and my cousins that live in America, right? We are kind of like the ones that are gonna like be the future, right?
Yeah.
And our parents are, you know, right now we at least have, you know, stable families, and we have it much better off than, you know, our previous generations of family. And you know, our parents themselves expected us to, you know, as first generation, you know, Americans in USA, right? Because our parents are immigrants, so you know they expected us, you know, we're going to be successful, right? We have to do good, and you know that was kind of instilled in me since I was a child. You know, like you're going to be, you know, you're going to be great. You know, you're going to do all these things.
School, college, right? Get out there.
Since I was the older brother, I kind of looked at it. I was like, you know, I have to be the example, like response wise, right? So it's like that's why for me, when I was growing up, I was kind of like around like when I was young, like when I was like from like first grade to like fourth grade, I was like a super good like student, right? I was like, you know, high honor roll, whatever. I was like, wow, like my parents were so happy. And then like when we moved towns, like then I started focusing more on like wanting to get like friends and like, you know, like that. And then that's when I noticed like my grades started to drop. And then I noticed like, oh, my parents reacted negatively to like when I would get bad grades. And then that caused me to become kind of like hide my grades or like not tell my parents, like try to I became like a little liar about like, you know, hiding my failures, you know. So that definitely impacted me. So like, but in terms of like just the pressure on you from like my parents to like, you have to be good, right? Like, because, you know, our family, I would say like, you know, like morally, like my family's like, you know, pretty they're solid, stable people, like straightforward, like no drugs, no alcohol, I mean, there's, it's a pretty like generations before. And like, I can't speak for other members of that are in my, same family, from both my parents' sides, that they are the same kind of way, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's when you're young, when we were growing up, I saw the bad things that happened, and I would always listen to stories from my parents and my grandmother, about all the horrible things that, occurred and how tough it was growing up for them, and coming from parents that were, that are Polish, right? That went through like my great grandmother that I lived with, that me and Mike lived with for so long, like, 20 years of our lives or whatever, she died when she was 91, rest in peace. But she would, I would always just listen to her stories about like how hard it was back then. And then also like, by the way my mom grew up, the way my father's side of the family had their issues, how my grandpa that died in a car accident 2 days after I was born, he was like he's the reason that our family is where it is today, because,
Wow.
he had a very difficult childhood where he had three brothers. Well, he had two other brothers himself, and then he had a mother. But I think I'm a little foggy on the details of what exactly happened. But he was in a situation where he had to kind of like, at like 9 years old, when he was super young, he had to take care of his family because his mother they didn't have a, and they had to pretty much like, he had to like take care of his brothers while his mother worked and stuff like that. And he had to work himself too when he was super young. And, and he became such a very like, like important person in like, in terms of like Polish, like, he was like a fire chief in the main capital city. And then he became like a governmental lawyer and stuff like that. And then like, there was all this hope and prospect, and my father was growing up in that, you know what I mean? And then like suddenly, like, he died, and like all that, like, then it was on my father. Now my father has to take care of everything, you know what I mean? So like, I look at that, and then like I see from my mom's side family, like, what my mom went through, she had a very tough childhood, with, what she went through, and it was very, she was a kind of like a refugee from Poland during the communist times, where she went, came to America through that. And then, and I see all like, there's a lot of like stuff like alcoholism and like, in Poland too, like in the family, like, and then like just bad things that happen. And I'm just like, where I'm like, I don't want to repeat that again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to have to, like, I just want to be good. You know what I mean? I don't, that's why I don't smoke. I never smoked anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I rarely really drink too. I only drink when it's occasion, when it's like to celebrate or something.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't drink.
Celebrations, yep.
Yeah.
So, that's why I just wanted to keep those values, be like, where I'm not going to do anything wrong. You know what I mean? Especially that would like, just I can at least set an example. Like, I don't necessarily, other people don't have to follow. Obviously I want Mike and like my cousin to follow, but I kind of saw us as like, kind of like the hope for the future to kind of like make things
I remember,
nice and like
I remember
American,
that really like resonated with me, because we know my memory's terrible, but I remember that moment like specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was, but it's so like, I don't know. Now it's interesting because I've talked to Dave about it, but I got an idea for another short, and it has to do with like memories and like thinking back to, when you thought were like the better times of your life and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know, that story of our grandpa, like Jadek Grishik, and him like taking that choice from all the shit in his life to like be like, I gotta fucking, like it's life or death. You know what I mean?
Jesus, man.
It's like, I gotta do this shit. And I think he was really the turning point for like our whole, like the future from there, for us, for our parents, for, even our like mom, and like her side of the family. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to think about.
When you think of like that man, it's powerful. Like, when you think about that, he could have went in any direction, but he, being as strong as he was, he changed the course of your entire family by his decisions.
Yeah.
Being strong
and I always remember, Sebastian, you always had like a very deep connection with him, especially because he passed, like
a couple of days,
like, 2
literally
days
2 days after I was born.
Wow.
Oh yeah, 2 days after.
Wow.
May 30th. May 30th.
Yeah, and for me, like, I didn't like. I feel like I had like less of a connection, but after learning it, like, I don't know, just appreciate, him as a person. And I wish we could have, fucking met him.
as kids, we used to always, well, for me, I guess you did too, but I would always look at the old family photos, and I would always like listen to stories about them. Like it was interesting to see like my great grandma show me photos of her mother and like her father and explain like, oh, he was this kind of person. But like and that's like my great grandmother, grandfather. I mean, I had no idea about, but I wanted to hear about them.
Yeah.
And see, like it was interesting for me to see like, wow, that's how life was back then. It was always kind of like this, like kind of like it's like watching like a really old film.
Mm-hmm.
You're like looking at it, and you're like, wow, like I wonder like what that was like and stuff like that. But as far as our grandpa goes, the connection for me is so deep. Like I don't understand how a person who literally I never met before. I was only on this planet together with him for 2 days of my life. You know what I mean? Was when I was an infant.
Yeah.
That he would influence my life so much. You know what I mean? Where also like my middle name is after him.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember my dad said like when I was born, like when he saw my face after when I came out from my mom's womb, right? He said that he saw that the image of his face, and he was really shocked. Like he saw his face like, in my face, and it was really scary. Like, and then I was like, what? So kind of like I always felt like this deep connection to him, and like it's kind of for me like when times get tough, like I always like kind of like talk to him, kind of in a way, where it's like where like use that figure as like a motivating factor to like do right.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And I remember there's this one photo, I don't know if Mike could ever show you it, but there's a photo of him, my grandfather, that I don't know if my father took it or who took it, but he's on the balcony of his apartment, right? And he's kind of like in his like undershirt, whatever, just like kind of like, and he has his on the balcony has a view of like the city that where the apartment's view of the city from where he lives in, and then he's kind of just standing there, and he kind of just smiling and is just giving a thumbs up, And that picture, I don't know why I love that picture so much. Like I asked my parents to send me it, like last year or 2 years ago, and
I gotta get you that.
They sent me a bunch of pictures, but they didn't send me that one. The one I specifically asked for. That picture, when I look at it, it's just like a kind of like a you can do it type thing. Like, like, we can do it. Like it's kind of like just like a nice like gesture. It's like
Yeah.
And also I loved watching videos of him too. When there's like home videos of like, and like I would hear like the way he's talking to like my dad and like talking to him and like into his family. It's like you can tell there's a lot of like love there, for his family.
Yeah.
So it was really nice.
Wow.
Dude, did you ever have like on like holidays you'd watch like the tapes?
Oh yeah.
The family videos.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I forgot all about that, man. I remember that was so like, I don't know. I remember every year we would do it and I was like, damn, like it's crazy. We still have all of that. I gotta like digitize all of them.
Yeah. Go to what's called Unique Photos. Just get them all.
Yeah. I gotta do that, man. What were you saying, Sebastian?
I was gonna say that one thing I want to say. I don't know if it's important or not, but of course, when we're talking about this kind of story, it's like sounds really nice. You're creating this image. You have this image of your mind of this person that you don't really know. Of course, everybody has their own problems too, right?
Yeah.
So he was very strict with my dad too, growing up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like my dad became who he is because of him, and like he was strict in the beginning, but I think it also made my dad better too. So I don't know. It's just
Yeah, it's funny. Our dad was kind of like he rebelled. Like he would go against a lot of the things he would say. He played soccer. He played in a band. They didn't want him to do that.
Of course. I
bet.
Yeah. Wow, man.
It's interesting, man.
It's cool taking a look.
Yeah, but just to wrap it up all together, just so we make it into a cohesive point. But yeah, that's kind of why, after seeing all the bad things happen, I kind of didn't want to repeat history. You know, I wanted to continue the good stuff going forward. It's kind of hard to do because you kind of put pressure on yourself from yourself as a kid, and like that's why it's kind of where my like fear of like failure, I think.
Oh, dude,
yeah, it all connects.
I feel that so hard, man. I remember, I always felt that that pressure of being young and like wanting to do it right, like wanting to get it better and like get something for my family. And so it was like, I think I inadvertently told myself, always do the right thing, always be good, always make the better decision, don't do the drugs, don't hang out too much, stuff like that. And I remember, I remember that feeling. I wrote I wrote a poem about it. My grandmother would always say, my grandmother's this really sweet woman. She's just fantastic. Her name's Betty. I love her. and she like raised me kind of. She was like very, very, very structured. She was very like and my childhood was kind of chaotic, and like she was like that hard point of structure. Like that was the place I got to go, and I think she saved my life. My grandmother. She was like the home base. She created a home for me. So she had a huge influence on me, and still does. I hear her voice when I'm about to make a decision, and it's like, oh, Dave, think about this. This is important. Like I'll hear her voice in my head. She said to me, you're young. She would say, live now. Be young, Dave. Be young. Don't wait until you're 30. She would say, and I'm 30, and I look back and I'm like, oh man. I played a lot. I went to birthday parties. I had fun. I had cake, all that stuff. But I know there was a lot of times where I was worried about making the mistakes of family. And so I was like safe. I played it safe. And I missed a lot.
Dude,
can't get that back.
That's very like, just to think about it, it's like think of like now, like when you have a kid, like what are you going to tell the kid, But like, I think just naturally as like, within society and how kids like grow up and stuff, they go through phases of, they don't want to be around their parents or they want to be around them. And like, it's just like natural that they like, you miss things.
Yeah.
You can't experience everything.
Nope.
And like, we all have, that feeling of like, fuck, I could have done this. I could have done that.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's so natural, but that's so like human, right?
I think everyone.
It's like the most human thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think everyone's felt that.
Yeah.
Or feels that.
That's weird. And like only the lucky ones are like, yeah, we fucking did it.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we did all.
I did it all. Dude. I did it. I hit everything I wanted to do. I did it.
Yeah.
No. I didn't have it. Girl asked the prom, said no.
Yeah.
The girl asked the prom, said no, bro. You know what I mean?
I want to speak on like what you said, playing it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can relate to playing it safe too, because like I always never wanted to like ruffle any feathers.
Yep.
I always wanted to take the quiet road, disturb anybody. I want everybody to school to like not just don't bother me. I don't want to bother anyone. And like I think you miss out a lot on that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But I always felt like everyone's friend, and like I don't know, like I felt like no one's enemy, but no one's like I was very rare. I felt like super close to people. I like everyone was I was cool with, but also not too cool with. You know what I mean? Just enough to be safe.
Dude, you know what? Oh my God, that just like opened something up for me.
Oh, go ahead.
So
you were here, podcast episode 95.
Yeah, we're in this. So I'm gonna go back to when like we talked about when we first met and stuff, and my first impressions of you.
Yeah.
It's like I realized that there's a type of like guy that has like that like friendly with everyone kind of thing, and like is so like can bring so many people in, but they also like tend to like if there's a new person, they tend to like cut them out. And I think that's the thing I thought that you were gonna be, but you weren't.
Okay.
Because I experienced it in that same place.
Whoa.
A couple times. So I think that's what rubbed me the wrong way.
Everything. Yep.
And I think that's what it was. So I think you're actually like you're the true like you're bringing everyone in. You're the truth.
The ones that hate me the most are just like me.
Ooh, you tell me what that.
Yeah. That lyric hit me so hard because it was like the ones that hate me the most are just like me, and it made me think.
You tell me what that means.
The problems I have with people. If I ever have an issue with somebody, I think it's because I'm recognizing something in them that I don't like about myself, and I'm instead of saying, "Okay, Dave," logically thinking it through and being like my own therapist. What is it that's bothering you? Can you relate?
Yeah.
Work through it. Instead, I'm like, that motherfucker is giving me the cold shoulder for no reason. Why? Because I'm just a guy in the same room as you. Why?
Yeah.
Why? And I'm like, oh man, whoa. When I take a step back, I'm like, oh, if there's a big motherfucker in a place, and it's like me and my friends and stuff, we're having fun, and that motherfucker joins, I'm immediately like insecure. Wait, these are my friends. Don't do it. Don't take them away from me. Only if I don't know what that is yet totally, but I know I get insecure. I'm not the most ripped up homie in the world that's like a fucking juice head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
when another alpha walks in the room.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm an alpha either. I don't feel like I'm an alpha truly, but like, I think I'm like I think there's like another phrase for it, bro. It's like if all the alphas went to war,
It's almost like tribal.
like in the tribe,
yeah.
like if Sebastian, if you went to war and Mikey went to war and everyone went to war, and it was just like me and the babies and the women and like a few young kids, like I'd be the guy you'd leave behind because I can like somewhat take care of everyone, but like I'm strong enough to like move shit, but I don't know if I'd be like the dude at the front line, like taking the wooden stick to the head, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I hear you.
You feel me?
I feel you. I guess.
Like I feel like I could pass this one physically, but I don't think I have that killer in me, you know? I mean, I do sometimes, but
Yeah,
You'd be the guy in the arrows. You could throw shots in the arrows.
yeah. I want to, yeah.
and you'd look away like this. Look, like
Dude, I'm just gonna aim into the grass patch over there.
I did it right.
I don't really want to hurt nobody.
You'd
Dude,
lie.
the truth is,
You'd lie that you
the
did
truth
it.
is, I don't know who the fuck I am, Sebastian.
Same here.
And that's the truth, bro. Maybe I am a bear.
This goes for-
Maybe I am an elf, and I don't know. Maybe I'm a lion, and I don't know it.
I think we change.
And I think we changed, dude. I think in my 20s, I felt like,
Yeah.
don't look at me sideways, because I'll eat you. I'm an alpha, you know? Don't do it.
I'll eat you.
I'll eat you. And now I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know?
I want to bring it over. Hey, episode 95, You Hear Podcast, Reels Podcast in the Game. I want to bring it on to
Like, subscribe.
yes, like, leave a comment, subscribe. Come on, I love you. I had a little moment. All right, that was my Kanye prayer moment.
I like it.
Because I'm gonna take a prayer.
Yeah.
And now I thought about it, so now I know what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I want to bring it to little creative section.
Okay.
All right, we're all working on stuff. You know, we've all been kind of doing things. Sebastian, I know you've been getting back into some cinematography,
Oh.
some video making with my boy Eric Abroad out there.
Shout out.
And hey, I don't know if we said it already, but Sebastian's out in Japan right now. Got him across the world, Mr. Worldwide,
Mr. Worldwide.
in the building. And
Looking like Jason
yes, sir.
Bourne right now.
Yeah. Hey,
I might say.
before we get into the creative stuff, with COVID, because I feel like a lot of people don't know a lot about like other countries and how it's been handled. When you go outside, what's it like
Normal.
in terms of COVID?
What do you mean normal? No masks? We're talking no masks?
No, we're wearing masks. Obviously, here masks are kind of part of the culture. It's kind of like
Yeah, they normally kind of wear.
people were wearing it beforehand.
Okay.
There are people who don't wear masks.
Yeah.
There are people who don't wear masks, but I would say like 80% of people, 85 to 90%, 80 to 90% of people wear masks.
Okay. It's
Yeah, but
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
here that it's all just like you should do social distancing guidelines. All the supermarkets have like stickers on the floors, probably like in America.
Yeah.
I mean, there are barriers to everything now. Like when you're talking to cashiers or ordering stuff, Starbucks has like tables or you can't. Usually there's like they put a sign on a table to say you can't sit here, so there's like a space, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's just keep people separate. I would say but other than that, I mean, you can go about your day pretty normally, other than wearing a mask. I mean, it's not necessarily like you can't do anything.
Now have there been like spikes and stuff in like
there's
cases?
spikes here and there. Yeah, there's spikes.
It's so weird because I feel like Japan's very like much more like compact. There's so many more people in such a dense area, and like I don't know, man. Like at this point, can we just like open things up, but just social distance and stuff?
We're at 95% at a vaccine, I heard.
Yeah, but
95%.
we all don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I like the number.
Yeah. Yeah,
Number
right.
sounds
If that
good.
means we can get back to like, just wear a mask and figure it out,
Yeah.
We get cases, if you don't. then-
Because right now, everywhere in America is spiking.
yeah.
So,
Everyone-
and schools are just shutting down. My sister's school opened for a day and shut down the next day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But definitely, I definitely feel like that. Like I have to wear a mask every day. I feel like I have to wear a mask. Then I always have to sanitize myself. I have to wash my hands. It's like ingrained.
And I honestly think that's just a good way to live normally.
Yeah, I think
like,
for
that's
the
probably
rest
the way
of my
to go.
life, I mean, hopefully I could live without masks again and feel.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I hate it, dude. I was wearing a mask like before Corona started because I was like sick that time, so I just wore a mask just to like not spread my own germs to other people.
That's so fucking
also, like,
cool. That's really cool. That I think that's part of Japanese culture,
Yeah, it's
right? Like if
ingrained
you're
culture.
sick, you wear a mask.
Yeah.
Here it's like, fuck it. I got the flu. I'm showing up to work and I'm coughing on everything, man. I hate that.
I had allergies and stuff, so like I was kind of like masks kind of help like prevent allergies because like, it kind of blocks some of the stuff coming in, you know.
Yeah.
So like it kind of sucked because like I already was wearing a mask and then like Corona hit and I was like, oh, I have to wear a mask longer than others. So it's like
only a few more months, and then it turned into a fucking year.
Yeah, it's already a year or something.
Yeah, dude, I wanted to ask you because you asked the question I think last podcast or a couple of podcasts ago about handling because I don't know, like I said last week, I admitted like life is more up in the air for me than it ever has been, and I'm dealing with a lot of stress and I'm figuring things out. I made a huge move. I don't know, but I feel a lot of pressure and I feel a lot of growing pains, and I'm going through a tough time. And I think the question you asked is like, how do you deal with that in the face of that? Like, what are the tools you use to like move forward if you feel? I forget how you worded it, but I wanted to ask you that question because you asked me that question. Like, how do you deal with?
Yeah, it's like how do you pick yourself up?
Right, because how do you pick yourself up? Because life is going to get all of us at some point. We're all going to get hit. We're all going to get knocked down. So how do you get back up?
I'll explain the current situation I guess I'm going through, I guess. 'Cause right now I'm in a moment where I guess maybe like you're going through something now. So like where, you know, you got to pick yourself up and you got to figure out how to move forward despite, you know, something bad happening or you not doing something you're supposed to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, whatever it is, right? For me, in my case, it's like I made a big move too by, you know, going somewhere, you know, moving to another place and
Across
then
the world.
You know,
Yeah.
going to another place, then, you know, if I'm not doing something like, you know, my life was, I got comfortable and like, I was in the beginning, I was working on my goals and stuff like that. But like, once you get comfortable and you kind of like forget about what you're supposed to do and like that you're on a path, right? And you're like working, you know, you're supposed to work towards this, but then like, if you think you have all this time, right? I'm kind of like, my problem is I have, you know, like many people, procrastination, right? I think in our generation of like going to college and stuff like that, everybody procrastinates pretty much, or many people do, right? And I think that, you know, I've always been the kind of person that like waits till the end and then like kind of like I dig myself out of the hole at the last second and I come out, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But then I do it anyway, you know what I mean? Because I'm such like a safe person, like, you know, I take everything so cautiously as opposed to Mike, who's more like gung-ho, like go for it type thing.
Yeah.
Mike is like the big risk, you know, high risk, big reward type person. High risk, high reward.
That's the most attractive thing to me about your brother right now.
What?
That's I think the coolest thing about, like, when I met you, I was like, that's the thing that's like, I wish I could be more like that.
Oh, about me or him?
Yeah, no, you.
Me?
I feel like I think I was in my 20s, and up until my late 20s, up until this year, basically, very much the same. Like playing it safe, doing things that like might have been scary at first, but I get comfortable. I make it like I fortify that comfort, and I don't step out of my comfort zone until it collapses, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta figure it out again. But Mikey, like, you're right. He's a risk taker, you know.
I feel like it's not always
when he's young.
Which,
I mean,
not
always, but like, you know, you do just go into things like you're more, you don't think so much like I do. I'm more like a thinker, right? I think about my actions before I do it. Mike just kind of just goes for it.
Mike swings.
One thing about Sebastian is he'll have like you know when you like outline like an essay and you put like A Roman numeral 1, and you write the thing and you put A B 1 2 3 1 C 1 A.
Yeah.
That's Sebastian.
Yeah.
He's got a whole plan.
Yeah.
Which is honestly, you know what it is? When those two come together,
it's balance,
bro. That's where it fucking goes.
That's magic.
Yeah.
But then you left me, dude, and now I'm alone.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. The fuck,
I'm kidding.
bro?
I'm kidding.
I'm right here. See bad.
Here's my replacement.
His face, bro. Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Listen. I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody always says it. Whenever I laugh, my face turns red. That's just how it is.
Oh no!
White.
Wait, really?
Is that what happens?
I never knew.
Yes.
I'm colorblind.
Wow, Mike probably thinks my face turns like fucking violet. I don't know.
I just thought that was you.
But yeah, just to get it out of the way. If I'm laughing, everybody says, "Oh, you're blushing. Your face turns red." It's not the case. My face just turns red because blood rushes to my face when I move. That's it. That's it.
All right, I got you,
We got you, dude. We got you, bro.
Hey, what are we talking about?
bro. But I've been. Hey, I just want to say I think I've been on a very good streak of not fucking up.
Yeah, you don't fuck up.
Why'd you say it like that?
No, you don't.
No.
I'll put it this way. Mike has become a lot more
Responsible. You are. You're a very responsible guy at your age.
Hey, now I am. Trust me.
Yeah, man.
Now I am.
You have shit way more put together and figured out than I did at your age. 100%. 100%.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you can go back and like look at someone when they were at like a certain
that'd be
age?
so awesome.
Ugh.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like
My
put on
God.
the fucking clicker.
Yeah.
The thing that does the slides, and you could see
Oh
Mikey
my
at
God.
8 or Sebastian at 10. Pushing Mikey
All right.
off his bed.
Anyway, continuing.
See, but look at how structured you are.
Yeah.
You're diverting us back onto the right course of conversation,
Dude,
and I like
Sebastian
that about you. Dude.
Would be the best like podcast.
You should have a podcast because it wouldn't be this.
Yeah.
It'd be like actually like we're hitting points and getting through them without getting interrupted. Go ahead.
We should have you like on call and like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we're fucking being
Yeah.
dumb. Just
Anytime.
like, hey, get out.
You have a lot of feed.
You know,
Yeah. Go ahead, Seabass. Finish your point, man.
So yeah, like right now, like I was talking about, we're going through stuff. But yeah, I was saying like, right now I've gotten to a point where I was so comfortable, but that I didn't realize what my actions or lack of action was, how it was affecting other people.
Mm.
Because once you start doing things like you start wanting to get married, or you start, becoming an adult, and you start to create either like relationships with people, whether it's business or family or whatever, or you're trying to get together, trying to get to know your in-laws or whoever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize that these people, right? They're you're going into their lives, but they're, and vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting into these people's lives, they're getting into your lives. Now you guys are connected, you know what I mean? Through whatever way it is. But though these people, right? These people are watching you, to some extent. Maybe not directly, but like you are affecting people whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
And if you're not acting, that does affect people as well. That's for me. Like, that relates more to me. I mean, I guess I could talk about what I'm going through.
Yeah, if
I
you
don't know
want
if
to,
that's-
if you want to, you want. If not, you could just do an example. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. We could do a story time.
Talk
We could
about
do a
me.
lot
Yeah,
of
story
things.
time. We gotta bring back story time.
I mean, I could say it for me. I guess I'll just say it.
Say it, bro.
It's your thing, bro.
Why not?
But for me recently, it's like I came here, I moved to another country, and while I have like the problem I'm experiencing is I don't speak the language enough yet to make myself like be able to talk to people in more deep conversations, and I can't express myself deeply yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that affects relationships with people that are close to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I'm going through where I have a fiance and I'm trying to get married and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of causing a roadblock into getting married, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like my fiance's parents want me to speak their language at a higher level, which they have their opinions of what needs to be done and like what they want from me.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been here for already 2 years, and they're looking at my progress and they're saying like, hey man, like, you came here, which is great. We love that you came here. It's amazing that you're here. We totally support you getting together. But you're not, how do you say it? You're not, I don't see that you have improved so much in these 2 years in terms of the way you're speaking. I was like, shit. I was like, yeah. I mean, I can't express myself right now because I'm too nervous to say anything that's going to be bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it really hit me like, that, yeah, man, I think they're right. I mean, if I want to be able to be successful here or wherever, there's just some certain things I have to do, like whether it's, speak a language or whatever I have to do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's just, I think with a lot of things, maybe this applies to other people too, but when you have certain things in your life that you have to do and you have goals, if you're like doing those things, but you're doing them too slowly or you're not doing them on a daily basis, eventually it catches up with you. Procrastination catches up with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where I'm at now, where that hurt me the most. where I realized that, because of my lack of action, I kind of I disappointed myself out of everything, but I affected other people, because if I'm making other people wait for me to become, which, everything is, of course I'm going to become who I am at my own pace, but like, if I'm kind of just neglecting doing what I'm supposed to do, when I'm willingly trying to include these people into my life, I'm kind of doing a disservice to them by not doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. I hear you.
And that's a hard thing to, I guess, admit, and like realize that you're doing, it's a hard thing to realize that and admit that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And like, it's easy to get angry in this situation and be like, oh, like, I don't need to, listen to them. I can do whatever I want. But
Oh my God.
for me, it's like, I'm like, I have to, become a better man, I'm trying to become an adult myself,
Yeah.
I'm 27 years old, and I gotta, just do what I'm supposed to do. And, since 2 weeks ago when this happened to me, I had a conversation, and, it's like things are kind of on hold now until I kind of, just get my stuff together, get my shit together.
Right. Yo, that's, oh man.
So, but the thing is, what I want to say is, though, for me, this moment, right? We were talking about how do you get at it when you experience a hard time in your life, whatever it is. And people can judge what I just said, that I'm just kind of lazy or whatever. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's fine. But when it comes down to it, you have to be able to look at yourself and say, what do you really want? Is this what you really want to do? And you have to look at your life and decide what's the right way to go about it. Because, you don't have to be doing anything. So everything's up to you. I don't have to be trying to please anyone or whatever. But if that's because of what I'm trying to do, my goals, and who I want to be with, I have to do certain things if I want that to happen.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I think being able to just be honest with yourself and realize it, and then, of course, in the beginning for me, it's super painful, because I'm like, it's just super disappointing. There's tears involved. You're making other people cry. You're making yourself cry. And it's a hard thing, because you're disappointing other people, and you're disappointing yourself. I didn't do what I was supposed to do, so it hurt a lot. And I'm, I think it's good in the beginning, like, because people tell you, like, oh, it's okay, like, you can get up and do it. But like, I think it's good in the beginning to feel that pain. Yeah. Feel the pain.
This is big.
Feel the pain and let it sit there and let it burn a little bit. Let the fire burn. So then you can kind of like come out the flame.
Okay, like the phoenix.
Phoenix rises.
Phoenix.
Dude,
right?
Yeah. Sorry.
And go ahead. Sorry.
No. You keep going. Keep going. No.
And yeah, so right now I'm at a point where I'm just letting myself feel the pain and just working at it every day. Just, because now I'm at a point where if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, I feel super bad.
Yeah.
I just feel the heavy feeling every day, just like sitting on my chest, like, you're not doing it.
Right.
You gotta do it. You're not doing anything. It's not good, man. You got times where, right now, this is the most powerful time in your life. You're 20, I'm 27. You're Dave, you're 30, whatever, 30 right now, 30. I don't know. But Mike's, we're all, right now, while you're young, while you still have energy, while you can still move your limbs and have energy on a daily basis, that's, at a high level, you can, now's the time to do it. You can't. Time's ticking,
Yeah, I hear you.
It doesn't last forever.
Yeah. No, we only got a limited amount of time to make our life what we want, and we all trip up and we all make mistakes, dude. And we all learn from these moments you're talking about that they cause a lot of pain. It's like a shock. It's like a wake up kind of moment, and it's up to you to decide, kind of like what your grandfather did, where you end up and where your family ends up, after that. And the advice I want to give you, and I know you're not asking for advice, but I want to talk about just what I've learned from this year. I want to ask you this. You don't have to answer it, but do you think that this year and what the stresses that came with COVID and the changing of lifestyle and living in a foreign country and many other things have caused a lot of pressure to your life and maybe have changed you in some kind of way? Do you think that that has affected you in any kind of way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been, I mean, just, even with everything going on overall, like, COVID on top of not being able to see my family, of which they had, or Mike coming with, trips planned, and, being away and trying to deal with my own issues here. And then just listening to the election stuff and all the crazy stuff that's going on with like protests, Black Lives Matter movement, all these crazy things, social issues that are happening in America and the world. It's just a super stressful time over like just on your head. It makes everything more stressful.
Yeah. So I feel you. I feel you. And
you can,
yeah, sorry.
we all can choose in whether or not we want to tune into these things, right? It's up to us if you want to even want to listen to about election things. But depends on what you're connected to. If you're depends on what kind of person you are. But yeah, definitely for me personally, it does. I think it has affected me. In a stress. I have been stressed out about all the crazy things that have been happening this past year.
Right. And last year, like before everything happened, you were both saying like you had this like kind of production where it was like a new place and you're doing a lot of creative stuff and you're building a life there and you have a job and you're learning you're doing everything at the same time, and it probably didn't feel the same way it did this year. I wanted to say that because like this year I didn't realize it, but I had like fallen into, and I talked to you about this so many times, people on the podcast know, I fell into this like fucking, I've never felt more stuck. I've never felt more just totally not creative. I shut down all forms of like, I felt like I couldn't connect to people enough. Like I usually used to, I felt, my feelings felt less like numbed almost, like I was like drunk. And that was every day. And it only got like progressively worse slowly. And every day I'd wake up and I'd feel a little bit less connected, a little bit more tired, not as focused, not as motivated for my future. Kind of like let me just get through the day and deal with it and survive. And it became like survival, really, I think, which is stupid because I wasn't dying. But this is the thing I wanted to say to you, maybe because we're very similar. And you could take it, you could throw it away, it doesn't matter. But I think I was being very mean to myself. I think I was being very rough to myself and wasn't saying, Dave, buddy, look around. Let's really take like an inventory of what's going. I needed to get help. I needed to actually get help from outside of myself. Otherwise, I would have still been in this position. But someone had to tell me, look at what you've gone through. Look how life changed for you. Look what you held in for months and months and months, and it built and it built and it built and it built, and you had new vices and you did things that made you feel more like a piece of shit towards yourself, and your diet was all messed up. You didn't work out. You played video games around the clock. You didn't write anything down. You didn't act. You didn't pursue anything you love. You disconnected from family. You disconnected from your relationship. You hate yourself. You're very, very mean towards yourself. The way you speak about yourself has even changed. The way you think in your head has changed because you're speaking to yourself in this inner monologue. Like, I didn't fucking do what I'm supposed, and I know I'm supposed to do this thing. I was on such a roll, and I couldn't like forgive anyone. I couldn't forgive the situation. I was stuck in it. I felt like I was stuck, and I just hated my life for it, and hated myself for how I was behaving, and I wasn't being kind to me. I'm saying this because I think that we've all been affected in some kind of way, and sure, we can say we've neglected our responsibilities, and we've gotten away from the paths that we were on because we were doing so many things. We were doing so well, and it was so clear, and we were building, and we got derailed, and then our habits changed, and then, I'm saying this because I want you to maybe just explore that, maybe explore like, am I kind to myself right now, or am I telling myself, I want you to feel pain because I don't like you very much, man? Because maybe you're going through something, you don't even know it. Because I didn't know I was going through anything, dude. I didn't even know what my feelings were, to be honest with you. I really don't know. I would lash out. Yeah. I would get mad at people I love, and I'd be like lashing out because the Amazon Prime fucking order didn't come on the right day. For real. And it was because I wasn't being kind to me, and I wasn't forgiving myself for the situation I was in, and I was making people's lives hard around me because I was being mean to myself, and I wasn't being kind to myself and saying, Dave, it's okay, man. It's okay, dude. You're going to get back to it, but let's acknowledge how you feel. How do you feel actually? Do you feel like you've been neglecting responsibility? Yes, and that's why I hate myself, because I'm a piece of shit. I should have done the thing. I should have. Okay, pause, man. Look around, dude. Did life change? Yes, it did. Okay, Dave, isn't that okay then? Like maybe you shifted a bit and you picked up some things to feel comfortable, to feel like safe. Yeah. Okay. So are you a piece of shit, or like what would you tell 5-year-old Sebastian? What would you tell 5-year-old Dave? That he's a piece of shit for being a little scared and like changing his routine? No, man. You say take your time, buddy. Like I'm here for you. It's me and you till the end. So like let's take your time, and we'll get back to it. No rush. I love you. And like once you start, for me it was like a huge shift. I've always had trouble with that, but like to start to say like you're really a good person, and like I gotta love me so I can take care of people around me. Because if I don't do it from here first, if I don't love myself first and like take care of myself and be healthy with myself, and acknowledge like it's okay to fall on your face. Everyone does. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be batting 1,000 because nobody does. Once I start from there, if I don't, do the thing I wanted to do by November, then I'm going to say, Dave, it's okay. You got December. You know what I mean? And it's going to be fun. And I'm not going to lash out on the people I love because I don't hate myself. And I'm not going to, eventually I'm going to get it right. And I'm not going to beat myself up until then. Like if it's not I don't have to hit a marker of success to be happy being me. I can be me today, even in neglect. If I neglected something, if I forgot to pull the toast out of the toaster, stupid stuff. But like, I don't know. I just wanted to like throw that at you, that ball, and just let that idea pass and then it's run through your head. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm just explaining what I went through. So.
Yeah, no, because I can tell that what you went through, that everything you were saying, that was the actual conversation you had with yourself. Yeah, I can tell like what that was the exact thinking, because I know where it comes from.
Yeah.
So I think you do have a point there. If you hate yourself, right? If you don't, then you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you can change. And I think for me, I always had like low self-belief. I always needed like a push to be like, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. It's like I never found like the inside of me the confidence to be like where it's like always like I do have the self like inner dialogue, and I talk to myself, stuff like that, where I'm like, hey man, we gotta get this going. Like, I love you. We can do this. I mean, it's like, almost like I'm talking to like a friend, which is myself, the kind of dialogue. I've had that, I'm pretty like self-aware of what my actions are. And I always know.
Oh, that's
like, good. I don't know if this goes, I don't think this goes, I don't know if everybody has this, but for me, it's like, I always know what I'm supposed to be doing or not doing.
Okay.
Whether as caught up I am in certain things, in the back of my mind, the thoughts are always there.
Right.
And I always know what should have been the right thing, what should have been that. But then it's like, it's almost like I subconsciously know, but then like my actions are what speaks, right? Your actions speak, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not taking the actions, you got to come to a point where it's like, what are you doing? Like, so you have this, I think it just becomes, it's a combination of like playing it safe and then like, but then like kind of feeling resentful for not.
That's what I'm talking about.
You have this image of yourself, like, I'm this good person. I do this, I don't do anything bad. And then you all of a sudden, like, you're like, oh wait, but like, I've been just playing it safe and I haven't actually acted to accomplish the things that I've been trying to do.
So how frustrated do you feel when that moment happens with yourself?
Super frustrated.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the thing I'm trying to like hone in on. That's exactly what it is. Because I think I'm again very similar. And I think when that moment happens, when I'm like, what? I'm a good guy. I'm a good dude. How did I end up like? Yeah. Why are you mad at me? Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't this work out? Why was I this close to getting the thing and then it didn't happen? Why? And then I'm frustrated, and then I'm mad at myself. And that's the troubling point when the frustration kicks in, because then it's like a cycle of, okay, I'm a good dude. Why does this keep happening, or why did this happen to me?
Let me ask you this: I think you might have it more where you have a anger associated with it, right? Ooh. Where it's like a frustration, anger, right? So you have more of like you feel more angry, right? For me, I feel more like sad.
Yeah.
Where it's like I have more feeling of sadness than anger. Because for me, anger, I have a pretty good way of controlling, I guess, anger for me.
Right.
Where I don't necessarily lash out in that kind of way. I lash out more over dumb things, which but for me, like when it comes to serious things, I'm more of like, I don't like to argue or create issues. You know what I mean? So I'm more of like I've always been like even in the family with like I'm always more like a mediator when there's arguments. So I'm pretty level headed. I always look at both sides and see what it is. I understand where people are coming from. I always try to put myself in other people's shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for Dave, I think it seems maybe like you like you said, you when I listen to the podcast, you always talk about you have those moments where you go red.
Yeah.
You might have a more, maybe for you, your kind of response to insecurity is anger, right?
Yeah.
I have it too. Because like you kind of, your initial like response was somebody like you feel like you're being accused, or you're like somebody says you're not this thing, you're like, wait, what do you mean? Like, it's like so you lash out, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely I have that frustration as well. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's like I almost like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's like, so what comes out of you is like this emotion, right? What drives like your like instinct to like, something bad happening or something good happening. It's like the emotion for you. And like for Sebastian, I feel like it's almost like for you, it's like the logical kind of like thing coming out, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. The way that. So that's. And I'm trying to think of one for myself, but I don't know.
I think you're impulsive too.
Yeah, I think I am impulsive. That like, the emotion. But I feel like it's like a weird mix. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're also very logical.
It's interesting.
It's not black and white.
Yeah, it's not black and white. It's a spectrum for sure. Yeah. I think I lean more towards like this fucking like caveman impulse thing, where it's like it's not very heady at all. It's very like, I'm shocked every time.
I'm super heady.
Yeah.
I'm super heady.
I understand. In some things I am, again, spectrum, but like I think in the way I'm shocked by like those moments, I'm like, it's always a responsive caveman impulse. I don't think it through. Yeah. And then on the other side of it, I'm sad. After I'm like angry. You know what I'm saying?
After you realize.
Yeah. After I realize it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that too sometimes. But for me, it's always over dumb things. Like if I make some dumb mistake, I just feel embarrassed that I did it.
I forgot my headphones.
Yeah. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. Dave, you asshole. I say it all the time. And Lena's like, dude, why are you so mean to yourself, dude? Stop. Seabass, did you ever, growing up with Mikey, did you ever like egg him on? Because that's like the job of a little brother, to like kind of, or a big brother, to like kind of make your little brother mad. Because you have this understanding of people. You can see into the future and like what's gonna set off your brother, right? Like, would you do that on purpose sometimes?
Yeah, of course, for fun.
Yeah, for fun. Because he has a lot of memories and he brings them up all the time. So
I know what I did in the past. I know what I did. I apologize to him for it a few times.
Yeah, but it's like
directly. One day I had a moment where I called him. I was like, after I listened to a podcast, and I was like, man, I'm sorry, man.
Did you really?
I feel bad. About it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're kids, like you do shit like that.
It made me.
Literally, I couldn't. As a kid, you can't really control it.
You
just kind of like who you are,
You can't.
When I'm older, and I got older, then you realize, like, it was stupid.
Yeah.
But I think we're all, as a kid, when we're kids, we're done. We can't,
I used to.
We all make our own mistakes.
Dude, I used to, and I don't remember this shit. I used to. My mother used to she put me in a reading group when I was like little. I think probably because I couldn't read well or something. I don't know. But she put me in a reading group, and it was in the library, and she would pick up this woman who had a kid my age, and we would sit in the back seat. And I remember pieces of it, but I don't really remember. She said we would be driving to this library group, this reading group, and all I'd hear is screaming from the other kid. I forget what his name is. And I'd turn around and you'd be ripping chunks of hair out of his head and like punching him. So I'm ripping the kid's hair out of his head and hitting him at like 5.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And I was thinking, like, why would I do, like, what in me wanted to do that?
I choked a kid when I was 5.
Did you?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like, what drives us to do that?
I don't know. It's kind of like you just feel.
I didn't do any of that.
I think I only had a fight one time in my life, which is that time where,
Wow, really?
where that kid just made me so angry because he was like just being mean to like a lot of my friends, and I was like, I ain't gonna take this crap anymore. I'm gonna bring him down, and I just like I just jumped on him from the back, and I just started to strangle him.
Rear naked choked him.
Yeah, dude, you were UFC already, dude.
Yeah, I was literally like jumping on it. I jumped on him from the back because he was running around, and then like I just jumped on him and I just started like choking him.
Oof.
And then like the prince had to come and like pull me off.
Oh man.
Then he came in with a neck break.
That kid is definitely traumatized like
Dude.
me, dude.
I got into a fight when I was young.
I remember that kid. This is really stupid.
No, go ahead.
I remember that kid. One of the reasons I remember I didn't like him too was like I remember we were making like we were designing our own shirts, right? Like we had t-shirts at the kindergarten or like first grade. We were like designing our own shirts and stuff like that. I remember he like made fun of our like me and my friends' shirts, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
like,
that's fucked
that was
up.
one thing that set it off.
That's
you know?
messed up.
Yeah.
And like it's a kid.
Those are landmines, dude.
Yeah. Don't do that.
It's a mean kid.
I remember everyone know what my father said, like you gotta fight. If someone messes with you, you gotta fight.
There you go.
Don't settle it.
There
Don't
it
tell
is.
him. You gotta fight him. So I always had that in my head.
Yeah.
And this one
aggressive.
kid, it was when I was young. It was a stupid young fight, but I had him by the collar, and he had me by the collar, and we were just standing in front of each other with our right hands free, taking turns, just
Jesus.
fucking hitting each other in the face. I remember having the thought like fourth or fifth punch. I was just like, why do we keep doing this fucking thing, dude? It just kept it was like yeah, I didn't even want to do it anymore. But then he would hit me and it would hurt, and I'd be like, and then he'd hit me again. It was like we were taking turns hitting each other, and we were too young to like knock each other out.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? Like I wish I was more like even when it came to like Mike and stuff. Like I wish I was more like I would stand up for certain things. Because after that moment, after that fight, my parents grounded me, and I felt really terrible, and I never did.
Oh wow! So that impacted how you felt the rest of your life. You were like, you were like, I stood up for the right thing, and I got punished.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I got punished, and I was like, well, I don't want to get punished anymore, so I'm just never gonna like fight back.
Yeah. That's so weird, man.
I wish I had a healthy balance. Like I want balance.
Yeah.
Like there's a time and a place to speak up. It's not like I don't know, man.
It's so hard to teach a kid.
It's so hard, dude. It's so, you're working off of impulse as a kid.
Yeah.
But like
I really
I don't know. When I'm
really
at
wish
work,
in
I
high
don't want
school
to
I
fight
fought
everyone
back.
at work.
Yeah.
Like or fight for everyone at work
Comes out.
because a customer was mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like fucking at their throat, like
Yeah, dude.
say one more fucking
Dave's like,
thing.
I'm your server now.
Say one more thing, because now I'm in charge here. now where you gonna go? The sweet girl's gone. Now you got me. Like that kind of
It's
shit.
scary.
Crazy shit. For
you
like
should play like a crate.
I'm
You
a
should like
dude. That's
you ever
why
go in a film. You should be like a crazy. You should be like just like an angry guy.
Yeah.
Like in one of your films. Or something
it's
like
coming. It's coming. It's coming. Let the beast out the cage. No, I don't want to be angry.
Where are we at right now?
Where we at?
How much on the bottom right?
104.
104. Boom. That's been an hour.
Well, wait a second. One more thing.
Yeah. Of course, I'm just saying.
Your brother's trying to date.
that. Yeah.
So I wanted him to share with you what's been going on.
Yeah,
I don't know if he has.
Sebastian, how do you feel about hearing about
Have you been following
my
this?
journey on the podcast?
Yeah, I've been listening. I've been up to date with all the bad Bumble bios and all the
stupid, dude.
Bumble or
It's so
It's
Tinder
not stupid.
interactions. Yeah.
It's not stupid. It's not. It's really not dumb. I think it's like a cool science experiment, like a sociological experiment about like how do you date in COVID at 25,
I'm moving in.
26. I'm moving in. Dude, is that not the slickest move? So okay. So last week, if you didn't listen, go listen. Mikey did some slick shit. I think it's the slickest move all time for his Tinder match. Tinder?
It was Bumble.
It was a Bumble match. It was a Bumble match. So what happened? We sent the furniture. we
Yeah.
said moving in.
So okay. So last podcast, if you haven't seen it, I'll just recap it.
and we're blowing up. And that's the other thing.
So last podcast,
Yeah. Sorry.
I laid down a pretty solid pickup line. All right. If you want to hear it, go back. You know.
Yeah, it's top 10.
And I said it, and then Dave's like, you should try to use that on like the Bumble thing.
Because you already had a match. You already had a match.
I already had it, and I did it.
But you spelt the word couch.
And I fucked it up. We did it live during the podcast, and I fucked up. And I was like, oh, it's over. I literally put a chair emoji, a clock emoji, a bed emoji, and then I just wrote couch. And then I sent a couch emoji. And then, I don't know how, but she said, LMFAO, what? And then I just say, I'm moving in. And she said it was the most amazing line she's ever heard.
Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right, dude? Dude.
Yeah.
It worked.
It fucking worked.
It worked. But now we're going to get back to reality with Michael. So I talked for maybe 2 more seconds, and then I just didn't respond to her ever again.
Okay.
You see? This is like Sunflower Dress Girl all over again.
I just don't feel like it. I don't know.
I want to...
Hey, listen, Mike doesn't want anybody right now.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Just leave it alone.
I think that's what it is.
So what are we doing?
Take the eggs off.
I think it has to be the right one. And I don't think it's going to happen on an online dating app. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I
think Mike just needs to find the right girl in the right place
Dave,
right now.
I'm so frustrated.
Dave, I'm sorry, but you can't be frustrated because when we talked about first putting on Bumble, Hinge, all this stuff, it was for fun. Mm-hmm. Right?
It was just experiment. Yeah. It's an experiment.
So you know what?
Yeah.
You can't be mad.
I think I had a fantasy. I think you
did.
Yeah.
You thought it was.
You
were like, we're gonna bring them on the pod.
Fall in love through the podcast.
We're gonna get matches and we're gonna bring them on the podcast.
This is my problem, dude. I have my own we start a thing. I have a fantasy.
Yeah.
I make it something it's not.
I get lost in it too.
And then I get excited, and then I get let down.
Yeah.
And that's not your fault. And that's where I have to take responsibility. That's a Dave thing.
I kind of egg it on though.
Don't get frustrated.
No. It's okay.
But you never know, the right one might come.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna. That's where I gotta start taking.
And are there a lot of matches with a lot of emojis and no response to them? Yes. All right. Am I gonna keep trying? Yes.
And
if it happens, it happens.
And here's the thing: I love you, no matter what happens.
Exactly.
And I'm in your corner. I'm not upset at you.
Yeah.
It's a Dave. I get too swept up in the moments.
It's fine.
I still have fun.
I like that about you.
Yeah.
You know what it should be? This Bumble stuff and all this stuff. You know what it should be? It should be like if you match somebody, then they should be like, hey, want to get a coffee? That's it.
That's literally. That's it.
That should be it.
Hey, but you know what's funny? That doesn't work. Sebastian, doesn't work.
Why you gotta use like specific emojis in line?
Doesn't work.
Who cares?
I need to put chair emojis.
Sebastian, that's. Can I ask you a question, Sebastian? Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah. Yeah.
So your lovely fiance, you guys met a while ago.
Yeah.
How long ago did you guys meet?
2014.
2014. So that's a long time. So when you started to approach your fiance at the time, this girl that you didn't know, stranger, did you think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to craft a pickup line. I'm going to beat around the bush for a couple weeks and not ask her out and hopefully hope for the best, like a lot of people do on this Tinder app or this Bumble stuff, or hopefully say the right thing in the hopes of getting a response? Or did you approach this girl and how did that work?
Bro, this is crazy. Sebastian invented the move-in.
No, you didn't.
Because quite literally, you just moved in.
Yeah, I moved in.
So you were a roommate.
Dude, we just fucking circled all the way back.
I moved in.
He literally did it.
So you were so you were a roommate before you were dating.
Holy shit.
I moved in.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy.
That might be the ultimate move.
Didn't even think about it. That's where I learned it from.
So I was on a study abroad in this country, and I moved. I was originally I was in a dorm for first month, and then there was an opening at this house, and the house was just 6 girls or 5 girls, 5 or 6 girls.
Dude,
I just moved in with 5 or 6 girls.
Bro, what? What kind of exchange program is that? What the fuck? How old were you? 22?
Hey, look it up.
Yeah. 21, 22. Yeah.
Jesus. Yo, why didn't no one?
I had to compete for a spot, dude.
Dude, I bet.
I won though. I won.
You're damn right you won, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah.
The odds were in your favor, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Whoa. And I'm sure it wasn't as great, obviously it wasn't like all rainbows and butterflies and stuff, but You know,
Pretty good.
I live with a woman now.
He said it's pretty good.
Yeah, I love my wife, but like, there's, she don't do some things, and I don't do some things. We're both annoying sometimes.
She don't do something.
Yeah, like the dishes are in the sink sometimes. She cleaned them today. That was really nice for her.
You both work hard.
Lena, I love you so much. Yeah. She's busting her ass. I love you. So explain it to me. Explain it to me, because I'm trying to think. Am I crazy, or are these apps crazy? So go ahead. So you're roommates.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of
Oh no.
a little bit complicated.
Okay, we don't have to go into detail. We don't have to talk about it.
Basically, what I did was,
Let's just say he won.
You won.
yeah, I ended up, I got to know a person by,
Living.
talk to them.
Got to know 5 girls.
I used my mouth.
Let's not just go around it.
I used my mouth. And I had conversations, and then we were talking for
eye contact,
longer and longer duration. We used eye contact.
Okay. None of this, Mike. None of this. Yeah, so
I do that.
here's your.
When there was funny moments, we would give each other a little tap. Like haha.
I'm just playing, dude. I'm just playing.
You see like what you just did right there, Dave?
Yeah,
some physical contact on Mike when you laugh.
It's a little.
Yeah, like a little that.
Like that?
Get a little closer. Put down the barrier, physical contact.
Fuck, dude, you're just moving in.
Yeah.
You're really moving in.
Yes.
I'm moving in,
Dude, I was holding hands first date. I was holding hands first date, and then a kiss. Come on now.
This is what I did.
Maybe I just gotta step it up.
Listen. I moved in first. I moved into their mind, and I moved into their
mind.
I moved into their mind and their house.
Yo, that's the next pickup line.
Yeah,
Girl,
yeah.
I'm gonna move into your mind and then into your
and then I moved in onto their face.
Whoa. Whoa, dude. What? Wait.
Dude.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know, we need a sound effect with just like an explosion.
Oh man, that might have got you canceled, dude. That might be it. That might be the end of Seabass.
Okay.
Can you say? Can you just say it? The famous Dave, and that's it.
And that's it.
I like that. Yeah.
So, all right. So obviously, right, I'm not gonna be moving and proving myself to 5 girls right now. There's no way I can do that. Right now, I'm stuck. All right. So Sebastian, I know you have been out of the game for a long time. I say you're with Dave all the time. And I'm like, hey, Dave, what do you think? And it's like, you don't know shit because, you've been fucking taken forever.
Hey, I know things, though.
And your clay little pot was broken by the first girl, right?
And that's true.
So, Sebastian, I want to... You've been listening. You've been watching. What do you think I should do differently?
Oh, I got advice for you, dude, but it's Seabass's turn.
No, you can go next because our guest is our priority, all right?
Listen. Let me talk to you as your brother.
Okay.
All right.
This is my favorite episode of all time. This is the coolest shit.
It's fun.
This is it. Just
don't say it.
Do your little Tinder thing, do your Bumble thing for fun. If something comes of it. But just let things happen naturally. Don't force anything. Don't be too forceful. Don't move too fast. Don't move too slow.
Yeah.
Let things happen. Mikey likes to Mikey's old habits were let's get the little engine rolling. And we're gonna start. And then
what was my biggest problem, you think, with my choices? Huh?
Mike wants to move in, but he wants to move in like quick. And he wants to set it all up and in one day.
He's building the crib day 2, dude.
Wait, what?
He's building the crib day 2.
Mike is building the crib day 2.
Oh, God.
Mike is naming babies on day 3.
Dude,
I bought a crib before you even named it.
Same dude. That's why I'm laughing, because it's funny.
Yeah.
No. It's just Mike moves a little too fast. Okay. Mike gets attached.
Okay, but hey, but it's been a while now.
And dude, a long time.
Well, okay, it's been
a strip club.
A long time.
And it's dry as
it's looking dark down there.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me check out Google Maps. We're in the Sahara Desert, baby.
Sahara down there, dude. Bro, this is my advice. So Sebastian gave some beautiful advice as a brother.
Yeah, it was nice.
This is my advice to you. Take it or leave it. You should be making some mistakes right now.
Yeah?
You should be fucking. You should be swinging, dude. And you end up where you end up. You fall on your face, sure. You swing and you hit a home run, awesome.
Okay.
Then you're building the crib.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Wait, no. I don't know what you're saying now.
I'm saying you hit a home run. You this is my thing, dude.
You mean metaphorically building the crib or?
No, you're building a crib.
Oh my God.
Dave is saying when you swing, you swing and you miss, but when you swing and you hit a home run, you might have a chance at least.
Yeah, but bro, like how lucky did you have to get to meet the person that you're with, and like you took a shot going over there, doing the five, living in the house and speaking to her, and
I had no intentions of.
That's my point.
Oh.
There he is. He's back. That's my point, dude.
Okay.
That's my point. You're back.
Yeah, you're good
We
now.
got you. It wasn't your intention, and my thing is like, if you're actively doing it, if you're like in between, like this is, I don't know, man. I just kind of.
Yeah.
Why not try? Why not just be like, oh, I'll take you on a date? If it's terrible, it's fucking terrible, and then you know. But if it's awesome and you don't have no idea, and dude, like,
Yeah.
you can judge from photos, sure.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay. I feel like we've done this before, but I'm gonna say the next person I actually talk to and that pickup line works, I'm doing it.
Why does it have to be the pickup line?
All right, whatever. With anyone.
Mike's biggest mistake was sunflower dress girl. That's it.
100%. And that's the thing that I get hung up on. Is like the what if of sunflower dress girl. For real. And the other girl who brings you pastries and shit, and the other girl who dude, I'm done. That's you know. But if you don't do it, I still love you. It's all good,
Dude. I love telling you guys when I fuck up. It's so funny.
And the girl comes and just throws himself at you, and then Mike's just like,
dude. I worked with this guy. I'm telling you. I'd come into work. He'd be there fucking smiling, talking to 3 or 4 girls.
No way.
Every night, at least 2 would come in and drop off something for him and be like, bye. And he just watch him go. All right, see you later.
And he doesn't even like
because he's a cutie.
He doesn't even make it like when he says goodbye. He doesn't even like do
it's
it
not
in
even
like
a thing.
Nice like way. He just like yeah, whatever. Like,
Dude, that is not
Get outta
true.
here.
Because you know why? He's a cutie pie. He's a catch, and he's got the upper hand. That's why.
Like he's like the opposite of like when like a guy's trying to get a girl, the girl doesn't show any signs. And,
Exactly.
Mike doesn't show any signs.
I think that's why they're so attracted to you, to be honest. Like you're a cutie pie, and then also you're like,
Dude, that can't be true, man.
dude, keep it.
It can't be
fucking-
true.
Mike, look me in the eye. You're telling me
It can't be true.
You're telling me you didn't know for a fact that girls when we work together at the fine and that probably still come in like you. Fact. That are cute.
Ooh, you got to tell me after because there's no way.
Empanada girl.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, come on.
I don't know.
I knew. I knew it, and then like, you know what I mean. I knew about that stuff.
Dude. Maybe 1 or 2. All right, but I don't know about.
But if you're not, this is where Davey's taking a step back, and no pressure.
Okay,
Stop
I'm
doing
good.
that.
No, I'm good.
You live your life.
Yeah.
I'm not. You shouldn't do what I tell you. You shouldn't do them. You do your own thing.
No. I think what you're saying is, I want to like just go out there, but sometimes something stops me.
Right. Is it a fear?
I don't know. I really don't know
Say
what
it,
it is.
Michael. Say what it is. Dude. Say what it is. I know what it is.
Oh,
You do?
Okay.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Okay.
I don't know.
Deep down inside,
Oh, no.
what kind of boy is Mike?
What?
What kind of boy is Mike?
Kind of
Deep
boy?
This is your brother talking. He knows you.
I don't know.
You're sweating on
What do
your
you
upper
mean?
lip,
A
dude.
bad boy?
Why don't? What stops you?
A bad boy?
You're a bad boy.
No. What stops you?
I don't know. Tell me. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You know it.
What stops me?
This is.
Yeah.
Tell me. I don't know.
He really. He's
I
looking
really
like he doesn't know.
I don't know myself.
What do you think it is?
There's something. So it's same thing.
Without airing out dirty laundry. Without airing out anything too much.
Yeah, no, I'm not. It's nothing dirty. It's
Yeah,
nothing
I got
dirty.
you.
When it comes down to it,
Oh.
me and me and same cloth. Okay.
Wait, what'd you say?
Right.
Said something about a
Me
cloth.
and Mike are cut from the same cloth.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Well, now I don't
So,
know.
why? What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say the past.
No.
Oh fuck.
I'm talking about the reason you don't want to do it the way, like this way. The reason what stops you is because you want to do it your way, which is like what works for Mikey. You know,
Yeah.
you want to.
That's it, dude.
I want it
You wanna-
my way.
Like I said, it has to happen naturally at the right place, at the right time, the right person. You just have to keep working hard, put yourself in the positions where you can meet people, or
Yeah.
maybe you're just where you maybe just like it could be like Sunflower Dress Girl, where she just shows up in front of you one day.
I think I have to change jobs.
No, I mean you just gotta maybe one day like we're working with Stylo and you're at the set and all of a sudden some girl shows up. She's like an artist or she's just somebody and it's a friend. It's like all of a sudden, whoa, hey, maybe you go out for lunch that night or lunch that night. What did I say?
Lunch at night.
Maybe go out for
Dude?
dinner.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
Maybe I got a cousin I could hook you up with.
Don't do that. I did not like
dude.
that.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Woo.
Bumble's there, Tinder's there as a resource to help you. And I know people who have used Bumble and Tinder and all those dating apps as a
Yeah, me too.
and have and got married.
Yeah.
Oh,
They work.
God.
But I don't know.
But if you want to give it, if you, it's whatever makes you comfortable. If you feel you're comfortable to do that, if you're not, then just do it the way that you want to do it. It's your life.
I like
This is
that.
how you're going about your life.
I like that.
There's no pressure. Don't listen to me. Listen to Dave. It's your life. You know what kind of person you want.
That's
you know
right.
what you want.
That's
you
right.
know what you want out of
That's right.
yourself, right? In terms of like a romantic or whatever relationship, intimate relationship. So just pursue that. But right now you're focusing on your career, I guess, whatever you want to call it, your ambitions. So focus on that. I think it's gonna come when it's gonna come. I mean, you don't want to sometimes certain things are meant to happen at certain times. Maybe I don't know if I believe in fate or something like that.
You want to know what's really funny? I think this is gonna sound so stupid, but it's just like I don't know what it is. I think I psyched myself so much to like move out and just be like, I got my place. We go back to my place. Like that kind of
So you're
thing.
like waiting.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And when the opportunity comes up, I'm like, oh, like I'm like in the moment, I'm like, oh, cool. But then I'm like, oh, like, where am I gonna go? Go home? Like, where am I gonna go?
You're home.
I don't want to like go home. Like I don't want to do that anymore. I want to like have my place. I want to be my own person.
Come to my place. I got my own place, dude.
I don't know. That might just it sounds stupid, but I
It's
don't
even
know.
worse. It's like, let's go to my friend's house.
Go to my friend's house,
Yeah.
dude. But
I don't know. I think that's one thing.
we got a podcast together. Come on over.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
At a butcher shop.
Yeah. Dude,
But I think that's what is kind of stopping me in those moments.
you feel like you're thinking about
Yeah, I think about
where
like
you go back.
Yeah, like what I do after that. Well, I'm like, okay, cool. But then I'm like,
Can I say something?
I gotta go home.
Can I say something? This is
You think it too much.
yeah.
I
that's
know,
my
yeah.
point. Thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Live in the moment.
Yeah.
Look, feel this. Feel this
Yeah, I
table
know.
right now.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's the only thing that's real.
I know.
That's the only thing that's happening.
I know.
Okay.
No, I know.
I'm gonna stop.
No, don't.
I'm stopping.
No, I was listening to you.
No, I know. I love you. That's all I'm gonna say is I love you, and I'm always here for you, and I always got your back.
Dave is right, but that's not the best way to, that whole thing could have, if you apply that to different situations, that might not be the right way to go about things.
That's how I live my life, baby. One quarter mile at a time, dude. Like Vin Diesel.
What if what if you're the kind of person that like cheats on your significant other, and then you're like you're with the other person, and you're like, this is the only thing that's real right now.
Oh God. like you gotta take your judgment into account.
I'm gonna just take both sides and try to
terrible.
figure it out.
Yeah. There's a balance in here somewhere.
Well,
I know, I'm joking. Let's leave Mikey alone.
I'm done.
bring us back. Bring us back.
Done. Sebastian, any last words?
Yeah, we're good. Let's wrap it up.
This
wrap it up.
is your episode, dude.
Well, I guess I kind of feel bad because it wasn't as
Shut
maybe
up.
entertaining for people, but it's kind of deep.
Come on.
Shut up.
Why would you
dude.
say that?
Not
But,
deep, bro. Remember before the podcast, we did the live. Y'all were roasting me, and you're like, "We're gonna fucking kill Mikey, dude. This is gonna be crazy." And then y'all were crying the whole time.
Dude, and Mike, what year was our dad born in?
What year is our dad born in?
Wait, ready? I'm doing a Kanye prayer.
Yeah, I'm in Nowicki. I'm straight up in Nowicki now. Go ahead.
65.
Oh, he's right.
Whoa! Okay, one more. Quiz him again.
Don't do it.
There's
What
some.
year was our great grandma? What year was our great grandma born in?
It's 19. It was 1932.
Oh no.
What was it?
Well, think about it. What
91.
age did
I'm doing math at this point.
Well, do the math. I'm not gonna say the year.
Minus 20. Minus 20.
Come on, man. Not that hard. It's 100 years minus 9.
1919? I'm kidding. I can't do the math right now. I'm pressured, dude. What was it?
You're good.
1931. 31.
No. All right. Anyway, let's just move on.
39.
What are you doing, dude? Don't do that.
29. What? Was she 92 or 93 when she died?
91.
10? This sucks, dude. This is a bad podcast. We gotta end it.
Hey, they're not always gonna be great. I love this one.
Just the end.
I had it wrong.
Listen.
But one thing I want to say before we go.
Yeah. I love that about you, dude. I love that you fucking get it. I'm gonna shut up.
Shut up, Dave.
Get into it.
Back on track.
Yeah.
We were talking about earlier in the video, getting back on track. So what I've been doing so far is I sat down myself after feeling bad and sad and frustrated. I sat down, I took out my journal, and I made a schedule and thought about all the things I have to do. And I made a schedule for myself. I literally planned out like hour by hour, like my goal of what my day should be. And obviously, I listen to some audiobooks about stuff like whatever I'm dealing with, like, that I thought would be resourceful. And then, I just self-reflected myself and then, started applying and, just putting effort in on a daily basis. That's it.
Hell yeah, dude.
There we go.
And I only feel good when I'm actually putting effort into it now,
Yeah. That's amazing.
Now I feel bad when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing,
That's a big shift, baby. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
That's no small thing.
And good luck for the future, man. And when you say that, this could be like your, you're just saying your story and this is your thing, and maybe some people don't, care, and people need to hear stuff like that
100%.
because there's people that are in that position, right? Like that could help anyone, even if it's one person, man. That's worth it, right?
100%.
That's Dave says that all the time. Like, it doesn't matter, man. If there's someone out there that's going through some shit, it can help them. And you know what? That's a great thing. Yeah, man. That's a beautiful thing.
I hope so.
You can make one person feel less alone, dude, and feel like they could take a step forward, maybe, with what you're going through by sharing that. That's a huge thing you did.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for sure.
Yeah, man.
It's not easy, but it's important.
Yeah.
Boom.
It takes vulnerability. It takes courage.
All right, that's it. Episode 95. Huh?
Or
am I cutting you off?
Mikey. What city were you born in? We shouldn't say that on the podcast.
Why not?
Never mind.
Are they gonna find my embryo? Like,
look at my mic, dude. Look what you did to my fucking mic.
That's my. I don't want to say it. Podcast. Oh my god, Dave, come on. I'm gonna leave that in so the viewers are gonna.
It's squeaking.
Episode 95 of the podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube with the video, Anchor.fm. Hey, shh. I'm sorry. www.youhearepodcast.com. We cannot afford the M. My name is Mike, and I'm signing out.
My name is Dave, and I love y'all.
My name's Sebastian, and I'm in Japan, and I try my best out here.
There we go.
Love you, dude. Bang, bang.